All right, well, let's make it happen. So welcome back. In this session, what we're going to be talking about is schedule, and it's the perfect schedule to make sure that you are a top 13% real estate sales professional. Obviously, I'm Todd, and at this point, we've covered, well, what we covered the math. We talked a little bit about that, or a lot about that. We talked about the your database, your CRM. So hopefully you've got your 100 names. One of the things we got to make sure of now is that we establish the perfect schedule so that you can begin to scale. Now, listen, if you're a brand new to the business agent, one of the things that I get a lot of questions, well, how much time should I prospect? Well, as you'll see from the perfect schedule, there's a lot of time that's cut out for prospecting, but there's also a lot of time that's cut out for showing property, putting deals under contract, handling the paperwork, doing the marketing, all of those pieces. And so if you're new to the business and you don't have those clients and you aren't putting those things under contract, then you're going to spend most of your time prospecting. Now you might think, oh man, well, wait a minute, I didn't sign up for that. Well, you actually kind of did, because this is sales, and that's what we do in sales. First and foremost, we have to prospect. That's the art of getting clients. Now, what ultimately happens is we see people's businesses go like this. And the reason we see that is because they get into this prospecting mode, they mix it up, they get some leads, they get some clients, they get some things working, and then all of a sudden they get busy doing deals and they forget to prospect. Well, that empties the pipeline, and then you have to start all over again. So what I aim to do today is to share with you what I believe is the perfect schedule. The reason I think it's the perfect schedule is because it's a schedule that I used and it worked for me. So it's a schedule that I like to teach, and I think that if you'll adopt it, it will change everything. Now, there's a couple of pieces to the schedule that you're going to notice when we get into this. I always find it interesting that we're always so busy. And by the way, that was one of the things that really got me to do the schedule. I lost a couple of deals early on in my career, and I couldn't figure out why. And when I went back to them and I said, hey, just out of curiosity, they said, well, you were just so busy. And you know what? They were right. I was telling people I was so busy, and I was also acting like I was so busy. And it was because I was running Mach 4 with my hair on fire because I didn't have space for everything. But then I realized something. See, there's 1,440 minutes in every day for me. There's also the same 1440 for you and everybody else. There were just some people that could handle those 1440 better than others. So I decided that I was going to be one of those people. The other thing that I noticed was that we used a calendar to calendar really important appointments. The ones that you didn't want to forget. You put your doctor's appointments, your class schedules, your, listing appointments, that kind of thing. But noticeably missing from my schedule were the very things that I said were the most important. The time with my wife, the time at the gym, the time with God, the time with my kids. You follow? So you'll notice on my sample schedule, I have checked all of those boxes and what I believe is an absolute perfect schedule to have a great life. So let's dig into this. Okay, so you should be able to see my screen now, and it's the sample schedule that we put together. Again, this was my schedule. And I think what I would tell you is that if you will look at your schedule, and the exercise that I would tell you is go back, like look at the last week, 2 weeks, 3 weeks, and look at this schedule and ask yourself a question. If somebody that wasn't you went and looked at your schedule, would they be able to tell, number one, what was important to you? Number two, that you were doing all of the things necessary to build a great life, build a great business. Another way of saying the same thing is if I was a buyer or a seller and I looked at your schedule, would I believe that you are demonstrating to me that you're the right person to be my agent? And listen, self-judgment, right? Extreme ownership. We've got to take a look at this. But here's the thing. The way you manage your minutes, the way you manage your schedule will determine the business and therefore the life that you have, both with your family and at work. So that's why you'll see here, 5 a.m., bam, baby, we're up, right? We're doing the beast mode morning. What's beast mode? Happy to kind of go through some of it, but like B is be thankful, exercise, affirmations, seek knowledge, transcribe, meditation, organized, declare, And the last one, and the most important, is execute, right? That's what Beast Mode Morning stands for. I'm happy to dig into that in a later session. But here's the thing. You've got to have a structure around what you're going to do in that first hour of the day. It will literally define the rest of the day. It sets everything else up. Now, you'll notice from 6 to 7 is family time. Well, family time is the reason that I do what I do, so it better be on my schedule. Then you'll see that for an hour from 8 to 9, I'm at it. I'm back to work. I'm doing MLS. I'm checking my emails. And then from 9 to 11, I'm prospecting. Now, you'll see this is a Monday, Wednesday, Friday that we're looking at here. By the way, I will include a link to this below, so check it out. But from 11 to 12, it's exceptional service time. That is serving my customers. That's making the phone calls, making sure that the paperwork is done right, all of those things. 12 to 12:30, I eat. I rarely eat alone. I usually will eat at my desk. I like to work through it. Okay. 12:30 to 1 is able. Able is always be learning everything. There is no limitation to what you should be learning. You should be learning about all the things that are important to you. Always be learning everything. From 1 to 3 are appointments time. From 3 to 4 is exercise, and then I'm out. Wait a minute. That says 4 o'clock. That's right. It does. I'm out. 6 to 8, I'm doing family time. And then on Fridays are date nights, and it's on my calendar. Okay. So that's Monday, Wednesday, Friday. And then you'll notice just a little bit of a nuance here if you look. So I still have the same 5 to 6 wake up in the beast mode. I still have the 6 to 7 family time. I still have the 8 to 9 MLS time. But you'll notice flip-flopped. Now 9 to 11 are on my appointments, right? Still doing the 11 to 12 exceptional service. This would look like in a typical real estate agent's, this would be paperwork, marketing time, et cetera. I'm still doing lunch, still doing learning. And then my prospecting in this case is in the afternoon. And then twice a week, I have a dedicated 90-minute period where I'm doing marketing. And marketing is all of things marketing listings, all the things marketing buyers. If I'm running social media or online, which of course we're going to go through, farming, preparing my open house schedules, all of those things go in that 3-hour period of time. Now, here's what's really interesting. If you look at that, that's probably, well, first of all, it's 10 hours a week in prospecting. Well, that's probably a lot more prospecting than the normal agent is. Certainly the 87% aren't doing 10 hours of prospecting. And this will completely and totally change your world. But even with all of this time spent, you got 10 hours of appointments, 10 hours of prospecting, it's still only 30.5 hours of work. Now, we all know this is more than a 30.5 hour work, but if you get really intentional about the work and the life that really matters, then you'll build an incredible business and an incredible life. Right? I am also going to provide to you a build the perfect schedule document here. I'll also put this below as well. So this gives you the ability to build your very own perfect schedule. But here's the thing. Here's the thing. Your schedule, what gets your attention will determine the life and business. You've got to keep drilling that into your head. Make sure that you pay attention to building the perfect schedule that checks all the boxes. If there's something that's important to you that's not on your schedule, well, it's not that important to you. I'm just going to say it out loud. So if it's important, it makes it to your schedule. And then here's the discipline. You have to live to the schedule. If it's not on your schedule, it does not exist. That's it. Check the links below, build your own schedule, and I'll see you at the next session.